friends. My name is Megan, and this is Stories and Stitches. Welcome back to everyone who's returning. Welcome. And if you're new here, welcome. I think I might have said that backwards, but it's been a few weeks. It's been a few weeks since we last talked. It's been a few weeks since I last did this. But thank you. So thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad that we can talk about stitching. Sorry, I am a little bit of not quite a mess, but not quite together. I mean, I don't know what's happening to this hairdo. It looked fine in the mirror. I am back today with Flosstube episode 8. And as I said, it's been a couple weeks, or I think 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks, which I've been trying to do since I filmed last, because for the past 2 weeks I was in Newfoundland. We were supposed to go, we had the trip all planned for 2020, and then, 2020 was 2020. So we finally got to do our Newfoundland trip, and that was the past 2 weeks, and I'm back now. So now we get to catch up on what I've been working on. So one of the things that I not so much brought home with me, but from the flights back, my system likes to react to very dry weather, dry air. So the first airport we were at was very, very dry. Then we were on a plane. There was another dry airport, another plane, and we were up for over 20 hours. So all that together, I have had a cough all weekend. I still have it. Today, it's like a little bit of a stuffy nose as well, kind of everything trying to recalibrate and rework itself through, readjust to the cats and the dander and everything in my house. So I am going to try my best to not sneeze or sniffle or cough in this video. I'll try to edit it out where necessary. I have a glass of water so that I can kind of stay hydrated and try to hopefully not get that tickle. But I knew that if I didn't get this filmed and recorded today, we were potentially looking at another 3 weeks before it goes up, because of how this week is already kind of filling up before we head out to our next destination, our next plans. All that to say, I am glad to be back today. I am glad to be spending some time with you, and let's chat about the stitching. So today for this video, I have some stitching that I've done. I've done a fair amount since you last saw me, but also not a ton. It was hard to say how much I would actually get done while in Newfoundland. I got done a little bit. I touched all the projects I took with me, but didn't get an overall lot of progress for obvious reasons. We were driving a lot on a lot of the days, and on the days we weren't driving hundreds of kilometers, we had really full days. So we'll go through my stitching progress. I have one other craft that I haven't brought in, so we'll see, because I can't actually quite remember if I've shown you the whole updated for that one or not. And then we'll talk a little bit about my plans. I'm not going to do a story section at the end of this video, just because if my stitching has been lower, my reading, watching, gaming, all of that has also been very low the last few weeks, both with the week before when we were prepping to go away, and then the 2 weeks while we were away. I didn't even take my Switch with me, so I didn't have a lot. And then the only things I was watching were reruns that I could just easily watch or listen to while I was relaxing. So I think that's all my preamble. Let's get to the stitching. So the first project I'm going to show you is Greenhouse of Oddities. Now, I have a little bit of chaos here, a little bit more chaos than usual, but Greenhouse of Oddities. So first of all, the projects I took with me to Newfoundland all went in here. So I will be going in and out of this bag fairly regularly for the video, but not exclusively, because I did work on a few things before we left, and then I've worked on a couple things this weekend since we've been back. Anyways, Greenhouse of Oddities. So here's where I was when you saw it last. Hopefully I'll be able to find an accurate picture of when you saw it last. I think I have one. And, oh, I don't even have my paper to go behind it. Let's go with this one here. My goodness, I thought I was all prepared, even though it's been a while. No, lies. This is where it is now. So, of course, you will notice it is not in any way caught up. And really, at this point, it's not getting caught up, so to speak. My goal is going to be to have it finished for the end of this year. But other than that, I have no anticipation of getting anywhere near to caught up. But I did finish the second planting. Yeah, so I think I had the first planting done when I saw you last, and I've now completely finished the second planting. And I've started in on the third planting, which, oh my goodness, down here. So this is what I've done on the third planting there, and it is going to be the woman who is painting in the greenhouse. That is where I'm at with that one. There, I got done 599 stitches since you saw that one last, which I think is not too bad, all things considered. Okay, second thing to show you is my Berry Bakery by Stitching with the Housewives. So this is what it will look like when it's finished. Maybe if the camera wants to focus. And it was pulled, so I think I had showed it to you last time because I'd worked on it for a prompt, I believe. And then it was pulled for, or I think I pulled it because it, I don't know, maybe it was a dice roll. And then I had summer stitching pulled for my Ringo, so I think I also worked on it for that, I think. I can't quite remember. It was a few weeks ago. So, okay. So here's where it was last time you saw it. And here is where it is now. And I really need a piece of paper for behind that one. Okay, try that again. There's where it is now. So I've worked on the pedestal. I think I've worked on this part up here since you saw it last. And then I've started in on the down pedestal as well. So I'm going to work on the pedestal down. And I did 266 stitches. That's a tongue twister today, since you saw it last. Next up, we have a new start. So this one, I didn't start on the new moon new start. I held it to start it a couple days later when we were away, but it's sort of at Christmas in July, new moon, new start, traveling to Newfoundland, new start. It's sort of one start for all of those things. And it is a Mill Hill kit. It is mac cheese. Ooh, I hope there's no crinkle. So this is mac cheese. He is the third, or he's one of a trilogy of 3 Christmas ornament mice. I gave 2 of them to my nieces last year for Christmas, and this one will be for me. There's also like a little one who's sort of a companion piece that I might do for my nephew at some point. But for right now, this was the only one on the agenda. So it is a new start, so there wasn't anywhere you saw it last time. Let me make sure I've got him the right way. Some paper behind him. And here is where I got to. So he is very hard to tell where he's at right now. There's his little eyes, and then he'll have some French knots in there. Little nose, and then these are going to be his cheeks there. And I have done 303 stitches on him. I worked on him, I'm trying to remember if I worked on him in any of the airports. I definitely worked on him on the ferry. We took the ferry over to Newfoundland, We flew to Newfoundland, but we took the ferry to Labrador for an evening, a night. So I worked on him definitely on the ferry the way there and back. And I think just when I was in St. John's is when we started him. But anyways, 303 stitches done on him. And these Mill Hills, I really enjoy them. And they're easy to travel with. I have it kitted up. So let me show you actually really quickly the way I do them. So I like to pre-sort the flosses onto a floss card, and then I put all the symbols and the color name under it so that it makes it really easy to do. I knew that even if I had done a ton of stitching and worked on this one exclusively, there was no way I was getting to the beads, so I didn't even bring them with me. But yeah, so it was a really easy kit to just kind of throw in to take with me. Sorry about that. I couldn't get it back into the bag. That one will almost definitely be coming with me when we go camping. I worked on a bunch of ornaments last year when I was camping, so they're nice. I enjoy working on them while I'm away. Okay. So next up, so that's 3 projects worked on so far, and Greenhouse of Oddities, Mac and Cheese, and this next one were the 3 that I took with me to Newfoundland. This next one being Northern Nights by Dimensions. It's a Dimensions kit. I cannot remember the name of the artist right now. I will put a picture of what it'll look like when it's finished here. And here's where it was the last time you saw it. And this is back to Greenhouse of Oddities. That's what happens when 2 projects that have a sort of similar look about them are in the same bag. Okay, take 2. Come on. This is where it is now. So, as you can see, I filled in some more in on these trees that I got filled in. I still haven't filled in this section of blue here. And then I started in working on this tree here. So I feel like I got quite a lot done on this one. I feel like I've made quite a bit of progress, considering I think I only worked on it maybe once or twice. I think I did work on it 2 days, and I got 588 stitches done on that one while I was away. And that's a mixture, of course, of half stitches and full cross, just because that's what you get with a lot of those dimension kits. I'm really happy with how this one is looking, and we'll definitely be working on this one when I'm camping. Because, as I've mentioned before, this is one that I can work on at other times, but it also comes along with me to be worked on while I'm camping or at a cabin. So I worked on all of those either before I went away or when I was away. And then now I've worked on 2 projects this weekend. I actually thought there was only going to be 1. And then I did some stitching this morning before I started chores and Flosstube and all of that jazz. So first off is temperature shelf. So for my temperature shelf, I didn't take it with me, as you'll have seen already, obviously. So I had 3 weeks to catch up on yesterday, or this weekend when we got back. So the week that we were packing, then the 2 weeks that we were away. I normally work on this one on Saturdays. Saturday I was exhausted, 20 hours up. And then you get home and you kind of have a medium sleep and you're jet lag, and we had to do unpacking because the rule, I think I've mentioned before, I try to unpack same day right when we get home. So we had to do unpacking and sorting laundry and all of that, and then I was like done. I don't think I really energy-wise made it past 2 on Saturday. So I worked on this one Sunday morning. So here's where it was the last time you saw it. And here is where it is now. So I have done, let me roll it down just a little bit so you can see it better. I finished all of July. So we have these 2 shells here are all of July. They are pretty consistently warm. A few little green dips when it went a little bit cooler in the evenings, but not many. And then the beginning of August we have here. Now, I know that I've seen a lot of people who will do the temperature for where they're at those weeks, in which case I should have done Newfoundland. But I decided to leave it as home, so the temperature where I'm here, just because I like the consistency of that, and it would have been a bit tricky to accurately do where we were each day. I could have done it where we slept each night, but would have been more effort, which if I was set on it would have been fine, but I like the idea of having it all for home temperatures. So that is where that one's at. I did a total of 299 stitches on that one to catch it up, but it's caught all back up, so I'm back on track, and it will come with me camping so that I can stay on top of that for the week for the Saturday when we're there. I'm not going to get behind again on that one. Okay, so the last project that I am up to, so you've seen 5 so far. The 6th project for the last couple weeks, which I worked on this morning, was actually a dice roll. So I was gonna wait and roll the dice with you guys. Then I decided to roll it last night anyways because, I don't know, for whatever reason. And I rolled Be a Pineapple, which actually kind of worked out really well because while I was prepping for this video, I had Be a Pineapple written down as one that I want to finish. So I might take it with me camping to finish. That was the plan as of yesterday. Then I rolled it last night, which means 250 stitches into it. So here's where it was last time. Oh, you saw it? And here's where it is now. So let me get my piece of paper here. As you can see, we are getting extremely close to a finish. So I've done the whole 250 stitches on this one for my prompt. I've actually did 252 stitches this morning on it. I finished up all these flowers up here. I did these flowers. I finished up my flamingo. I've done the sky and then a few stitches in here. The only thing left, and again, for this one, for some reason, I don't have the picture in here for how it will look when it's done, but the only thing that I have left is tall. So right now it says stand, wear a crown, and be sweet. It's going to say stand tall. So all I have left is the word tall. And my plan is to work on this until it's done. So I should have more stitching time later today unless something changes. And the plan is to finish this either tonight or tomorrow at the latest. And at this point, I don't think that should be a problem. It's close enough that I've got that finish bug for it now. So I suspect that'll be done very quickly, and this will be a finish the next time you see it, which is nice because I think this is my oldest 2022 piece? So I still have a couple things from 2021 and like before 2022. But I think this is my oldest 2022 piece that is still outstanding. So yeah, that's that one there. I'm really happy with how that one's turning out, and I'm very excited to see it finished. So that should happen shortly. Okay, so that is all of the progress that I have had the last few weeks. So not too bad, not as great as it has been sometimes, but every stitch counts and progress is progress. So if I'd only got 5 stitches done on something, that's still progress that moves us towards the finish. So before I move on to plans, I am going to show you a finish, not my finish, the finish that my mom had. And I think she finished this just before we went away. So this is Hilde Goes Camping. I couldn't remember the name. Hilde Goes Camping by Michelle Bendy Stichy. And that is the finish on it. So the border is, Michelle has 2 different specialty flosses that she lists as the called for. I think one is a DMC variegated and one is, I don't remember what the other one is, and it's over there, so I'm not going to say that and grab it. But she lists two potential ones, which we didn't have either of. But we had this really pretty hand-dyed by Rolanda that I'm not sure where this one came from, if it's one that is around all the time or a limited edition one, but it matched very closely the colors of the other ones. I think it might be a little more pink, but very close, so I think it worked. Whoop! I think it's perfect. I love it. It looks so nice. Well, that is my mother's finish. On to plans. I think I do have one crochet piece I worked on, but I'll show you that after we do plans. All right, so plans. First, as I think I may have already mentioned, or I don't know if I have or not, but it's going to be probably about 3 weeks again before my next video, because I'm home all of this week, and then we leave next Monday to go camping, and we'll be gone for just under 2 weeks. But yeah, so we'll be gone for about 2-ish weeks. So the plan then is to film the weekend we're home. I'm hoping, because I think we have three or 4 days home before we go off again. So my hope is going to be to film that weekend. If not, and if that doesn't work for some reason, it'll probably be the first week of September before you see another video. But I'm going to aim for that weekend in August, the end of August, to show you. And I am hoping, I'm thinking there will be quite a bit of progress for that video, because we do have some like walks and adventure type plans for while we're camping, but the biggest plan is to just relax and enjoy our trailer, enjoy the campgrounds, and just enjoy ourselves and relax and stitch and play games and read and all of that kind of stuff. Newfoundland was wonderful, but it was 2 very, very busy weeks, and 2 very, very packed full weeks of go, go, go. So we are very much looking forward to taking it easy and doing a ton of stitching. So hopefully you will see lots of progress in the next video. And speaking of camping, my plans are kind of not really set in stone yet, because I haven't fully figured out what I'm taking. So I'm definitely taking my temperature shelf with me, like I mentioned. Greenhouse of Oddities will come along. Mac and Cheese is going to come along, and Northern Nights. So those 4 are coming for sure. I was going to bring Bria Pineapple, but that one should be done the next couple days. And I think I'll probably bring at least 1 full coverage. I just haven't decided which one. I may bring Beach Babes, I was kind of thinking. But I also kind of really want to work on Goldilocks. So we'll see. I haven't settled on those yet, and I haven't settled on whether there'll be any other ones in the mix or not. So plans are a bit up in the air. So when I said we're going to talk about plans, it was a bit loosey-goosey. I am still trying to participate in Ringo. I missed 1 week while we were away. I finished this past week. I think I did Greenhouse of Oddities as spooky stitching. And I haven't actually checked what this coming week's is. I was gonna say let me check now, but it's easiest to check on my phone, and you have my phone because I can't even look at my template on my computer, I don't think. Anyways, I'll try to keep up with Ringo stitching as well. We'll see how it goes on that, because it'll all depend if I have the right projects with me. Okay, so the last plan I want to talk about is my next dice rolls. I'm glad we're almost at the end of the video. I'm starting to feel the amount of talking that we have done. Anyways, okay. So since I finished the dice roll for this morning already, I thought I would roll the dice together with you, and we'll see what my next pick is. So my set of dice I'm using right now are this purple color. And if you haven't seen one before, this one's a D20. So that has 20 sides on it. And I am going to roll and see what we get. And I'm also hopefully not going to throw the dice on the floor. Okay, so it didn't roll very nicely, but it was a roll nonetheless. And we have got a 5 is what I've rolled. I'm going to pull up. I think I've already seen which one it is that I have to work on. So here's my chart that shows me all of the all my projects that are in the dice rolling and their numbers and their points. And if we look here, number 5 is footprints. And I don't know if I've touched this all year. So then this is the one that I can do just an hour on as opposed to 250 stitches, because sometimes 250 stitches on this one goes quick and sometimes it takes forever. The dice roll is footprints. Hopefully I'll finish that and pick it up and maybe do it in the next few days. If not, that one will be coming camping with me, although camping is a week away, so I should have that one done before then, because that's too long of a period to have it there. So you will notice though that if I get footprints done, I get 20 points. So that one gives me a good bonus because it's one I keep not picking up. That is my next roll, so that is another one on my plan for this week anyways. Okay, so the last thing I think, oh actually before I show you my final other craft project, I'm gonna do a few mentions. So I have not had a chance to watch any of these videos yet from you lovely people who have mentioned me, but I will. I'm going to be checking them out, but I wanted to share them all with you, so you can go check them out. So there's 2 people who have done videos with my mid-year whip freakout tag, so I'm very excited to go watch those 2 videos, and thank you so much for doing them. That is just so cool to see someone do those questions and those prompts. The first is 3 Cat Stitching, and the second person was the Keystone Stitcher. Were the 2 people who have done those already. Thank you so much. And again, anyone I mentioned will be linked down below. And then there's a couple of people who have mentioned me in their videos. So thank you so much for that. It is very, very much appreciated. And I will definitely be coming to check out your videos. So the first one is the Gammy Stitcher. And the second one is the Ditty Stitcher. Again, we'll link below, and I will be coming to check your videos out. And please go and send them some love and check out their videos if you don't already watch them. I think that is everything for the stitching. So if you are only here for the stitching, I will say goodbye to you now. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I hope your summer is going wonderfully. Please let me know in the comments what you've been stitching on. Have you been getting a lot of stitching done this summer? Are you finding you're not getting a ton done at all as well? Do you stitch on vacation? What does that look like for you? I'm really interested to know. So let me know that in the comments, and I will see you the next time. And for those of you who are interested, I have one other craft project that I worked on, which is actually one that you saw last time. And I rolled it after I worked on it and rolled it again. So I've worked on it twice. And I don't think I showed you both hours. I apologize if I did. I don't think I did. But I am going to go and get it because I forgot to bring it in here. So give me just one moment. Okay, so the last thing I've been working on, the last other craft, or the only other craft I've worked on, is my crochet top. So do I have a picture of how it's going to look when it's done? Oh, it's only in black and white. I only have a black and white one. Yeah, because there was a correction done to it. So we have a printed out version of the correction, and my color copy is with the rest of the kit. So that is kind of how it's going to look when it's done. And this is where it is at so far. I think it maybe goes this way. Yes, this is where it's at. So as you can see from last time, I have finished all the way up the first part of sort of the bodice, and I'm now doing the shaping for the arm. And I started doing it one night and then did not at all like how the decrease was going. I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something wrong. So I took it out, redid it. I think I'm doing it right now. I'm a lot happier with how it looks right now. But yeah, that is where we're at with that. I think I have to do quite a ways on this side is sort of where I'm at now. But it's actually starting to look like it might turn into something eventually. That is that. I have done a roll for my next other craft, and that is going to be some Halloween gnomes, which are actually kind of a new start. I've done a set of them already, and now I'm doing a second set of them. So I think, and it kind of works out. I like doing some spooky stuff in August, just because it's right after Christmas stitching, which I didn't do a ton of this year, but August, sometimes I like doing some of the spooky stuff in preparation to maybe have it done in time for fall or Halloween. So I am hoping to start those this week, and if not, I'll probably take them with me camping. So that is the next step on that. Anyways, that is everything for today. I don't know exactly how long we've been because I've had to pause a bunch of times, but it's a bit of a shorter video this week. And I hope that you have enjoyed what you've seen. I hope you've seen something that you thought was interesting. And I will speak with you next time. I can't remember how to sign off a video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you the next time. Have a wonderful stitchy week. Bye!